Everyone, we're back.
Okay. It's just
Unfortunately,
that,
I died, and so my goal today or tonight is to first I'm gonna build an axe. Tab, craft. I have been given a special task, and that is to chop trees. So I will be chopping trees, and I will be taking the pointy stick, and as I go, I'm gonna try to loot my bodies. Hmm.
okay.
So I have a very interesting question, you guys. Just an experiment. Let me see if I can try it. Just see how many paces away from a corpse I have to be. because I have an interesting idea. Can I be this far away? Summon corpse. I'll take that tree. Take it to that tree over there. Maybe. Wait, that's the base. It's back that way. I think. Let me see the map. Oh snap. He really has done a lot of work on this. No corpse in range, so let me see if I can actually. Actually, let me. Oh, it's Let me see if I can listen to stuff while I'm streaming, and if I can do something more private, I will do so more often.
What's going on?
I had a thought.
You got to be careful with those thoughts.
If I was to actually doing um, If I was to, I had a thought of if I can't loot the body, if it's being glitchy, just dragging it back to the base. So I know where
Not
it is.
sure. No, not sure. No,
Not a good idea, you think?
do
can
what you
try.
want. But you got the furnaces full. Fill the
I'm
furnaces up.
working
Go
on it.
out and play.
I'm working on it.
Get 20 minutes once you get them burning to go do whatever you want.
All right, I'm gonna mute my mic while I get that done so you're not hearing me talk and do things. I know it annoys y'all.
This is one of the words he gave me back then. And I'm on record saying it.
Yeah,
I will stand up and say anything I said, I said.
yeah.
Here's the thing. He said, if you will lend me your faith, I will give you 4 years and 2 pence. I will never forget that. I said that on the air. I will give you 4 years and 2 pence.
And so, what is that? What did that mean? What does that
I
mean?
don't know.
You don't know.
I did this. What? I thought, what? 4 years and 2 pence. And I thought, well, we know one thing. We saw him 4 years. He was in office 4 years.
Yeah.
And we saw 2 sides of pence. We know that.
Okay.
We saw 2
Yeah.
different pence.
Yeah.
But what if he's talking about 4 years and this whole time you have 2 pence? He's really been the vice president for the last 2 terms. I mean, think about it. If Trump won, he did too.
That's interesting. And first it appeared he was the good guy all the way. Then it appears he was the bad guy. He didn't
2
play ball with
pence.
Trump. So that's a different thing. But then I'm still beginning to wonder: was he playing a part? And Trump's going to end up saying, "Thanks for doing your part.
Well, if you'll
We got
notice,
him."
he just don't talk about him much.
No, he doesn't.
And 4 years and 2 pence. Now, I told somebody this one time. I said, but he didn't go in office. I said, if you just wait, when it all shakes out, you're gonna see how it all worked.
Yeah.
I said, you will see it. And so now he had 4 years. Didn't say he didn't win. He said he had 4 years and 2 pence. This was a thing. He said, but the Lord said it this way, Steve, lend me your faith, and I will give you 4 years and 2 pence. So something he did with Trump's 4 years and 2 pence that we've seen, something has happened.
Well, I mean that riddle, which it's a riddle from the Lord.
It's
That
a
riddle
mystery.
has many ways that could be true. We may find out that when this is all said and done, that Trump was in fact the president the whole last 4 years, and the Lord just says, "I'll give you an extra 4 years." He didn't use the word extra. He says, "I'll give you." That means it's a gift.
4 years and
I'll
2
give you
pence.
4 years, and then Trump came along weeks ago and started saying, "I guess this will be my third I guess this will be my third term. What do you think? And
I
something like
told,
that, right?
I said that the whole time.
Yeah,
And this is one of those cases, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is because it was said
yeah,
that he would have 3 terms.
yeah.
Well, he said, I'll give you 2 Trumps and one other if you ask me. I'll never forget that.
And now I'm not claiming to be a prophet or prophetic in this, but I got myself in trouble even with family because I said this is about 2021 and onward, but about 2021, I said I absolutely believe that the military answers to Trump, that he's in charge of the military. I said, do you think China wouldn't take advantage of this with Biden in office if Trump weren't in charge of the military right now? I think Trump carries the football. I mean, someone carries it for him, the nuclear football. I don't think the Biden has ever had the nuclear football in his presence. I don't think he ever has access to the codes, nuclear codes, but I think Trump has. Anyway, so I still believe that Trump has been from the very beginning in charge of the military. You
Well,
know,
Steve, there's one thing about it. It don't take a prophet or anybody else to know who won.
yeah,
But see, I never said, I was never one that said there'd be a landslide. He'd win by a landslide. I never said that.
yeah.
People try to say I said that, but I never said that. Or I guess they do. I don't know. You run out of caring what they say.
Well,
But
I saw a thing today, and this is just me looking at my Patriot channel. So I do a lot of Patriot
yeah,
scheme, looking. You probably don't do that, but I do a lot of it. And one of the things said today, I don't know who the person was, said, okay, 46 of the 50 states have now already been recounted and have gone to Trump from 2020, and there's 4 states to go. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know who the person was that said that, but we may find out that it was a landslide, whether you said it or not.
well, see, this was my point on it. But other prophets said it would be a landslide.
Yeah, they did. Some
And
did.
and so I never heard it wasn't.
Yeah.
But somebody asked me about it.
Okay.
And I said, well, and I heard the Spirit of the Lord say this. I said, well, a landslide is something you're going to have to dig out of. I said, if it,
I remember you said that. I
yeah.
remember
And I
that.
said, a landslide is when everything on the hill
Yeah.
comes down.
Yeah.
Then you got to dig out of that. And so that don't mean that I don't think any prophet missed it on a landslide.
Yeah.
I just think we've been digging out of it with a prophetic shovel for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
you have
good.
to dig out of that. But when you dig out of it,
So
it
because even though you didn't prophesy that, just
yeah,
you and me talking and no one's
yeah,
listening except us,
yeah, right.
you still allow in your mind that there could have in fact been a landslide.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have any reason to
Any,
think anything else.
yeah. That's
I
good.
I believe the prophets heard.
That's
I
good.
believe they heard. You know, here's something that people have to remember. See, the only reason I deal in the political is because you're dealing with 5 classes of spirits, or 4 classes of spirits. I mean, you're dealing with different realms, but you're dealing with 4 classes of spirit. Principalities, that's the lowest class. Powers, that's the next up. Rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. The spiritual wickedness in high places is the occultic regime that's running a one world government. They're trying to push that into being. They're trying to push in a great global reset. They're trying to do all this stuff. And these elite knows it. When you get up into G7s and all this, you're talking about elites of elites. And they do things that would just shock people probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are people that know what they're doing. They make too many occultic statements not to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you step down a rung and you've got rulers of the darkness of this world. In other words, it's the world of deception, and it's spiritual entities that make something look one way when it's another way. That's what that word darkness means. And these are rulers in that realm of deception. They're right under these spiritual wicked spirits in high
Okay.
places. Then they start making things look one way when it's another way. But then it comes to the roosting pole of all power. And right before it goes to the people, it sits on the roosting pole of politics, the political. That's where all the buzzards come to land,
Yeah.
to pick the flesh off of people.
Well,
And that's called powers. The spirits are powers that rule that. Governors, presidents, mayors, all these political figures, they're there on the political realm. Whoever controls that controls the people. Then from there it drops down into the realm of average people. And in that world is where principalities are. Principalities, they rule palaties. They rule certain geographical locations. They put things in motion. Rulers of the darkness invent phony diseases and control deception. Spiritual wickedness in high places trying to bring in the Antichrist. Powers are down here in the political realm. The Democrat senators and Republican this and independent that. They are all right here. And then the next step down is they hand it to the people, and the people just suffer for all of it. The prophet comes in and brings a decree from heaven and blows everything off that pole. They deal with them high spirits, and the spirits have to turn and fight a prophet. Rulers of the darkness, their deception is exposed because the prophet speaking the truth. And then the powers that are on the political realm say, can't we stop them? Can't we stop them? Well, no, you can't. No matter what happens, prophets are going to speak. And if they have to speak in private and it go into the world of the spirit, that's what will happen.
yeah.
And those spirits that are ruling you will encounter the words of a prophet in private. It don't make any difference. And when Elijah finally dealt with the political until he just laid down under a juniper tree and said, dear God, we've called fire down out of heaven. We've killed all the prophets of Baal. We've done all this, the prophets of the groves. Everybody got on their knees and said, the Lord, he is the God. And Ahab is right back with Jezebel, and Jezebel saying she's going to kill me. I'm so depressed, I want to die. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And God said, he ran to the cleft of the rock, and the Lord said this, what are you doing here? He asked Elijah, why are you here? The political had brought such depression. He said, what are you doing here? He said, well, I'm the only one left. And God said, I've got 7,000 just like you.
That's such a good response and a good truth, the good fact that there were 7,000 and he lived. You know, he was the only one out and about, it would seem. The other ones might have been in a cave, but they were still apparently doing prophetic things, or God wouldn't have bragged about them. He was bragging about the 7,000.
So that gives us proof, Steve, that can be prophesying out of those caves.
Yeah.
And nobody even know who they are.
Exactly.
But they're prophesying. An unknown prophet anointed Jehu.
And I had thought when I heard that, that, well, maybe these were the ones that were afraid. but it doesn't say that.
No, it never says that.
Yeah,
He says, I've got 7,000, just
Yeah.
like you, that haven't bowed their knee. In other
Yeah.
words, somebody tried to make them bow their knee. They wouldn't bow. They wouldn't bow. And so you know they were prophesying. Well, what were
Yeah.
they prophesying into? Against spiritual wickedness in high places,
That's
rulers of
good.
the darkness of this world, powers of the political realm, and against principalities. They were prophesying. And
Yeah.
Elijah may have not have known how much of that power he was walking in.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know this. The Lord let him know, I got 7,000 just like you. So, Steve, I guess the whole program today probably went to this. The prophets that apologized, you're still needed. Why don't
Yeah.
you just get your axe head back, give it back to the one that gave it to you, pick up your own supernatural stick again, and start walking?
That's good.
We
Yeah,
could
I mean,
use you.
it sounds to me like, and I'm hearing you say it, I'm going to say it in my own words. If there were people that apologize, probably be good form if they chose on their own, maybe this motivated by hearing this, maybe, but to say, look, these guys are right. I shouldn't have apologized. I'm going to go to
Yeah,
the person who told me to apologize and say, I'm sorry that I listened to you. No
yeah,
disrespect intended, but I know what I
yeah,
heard the first time.
yeah. I love
It's
you.
yeah, no disrespect. And if someone will say, well, if I do that, they may say, well, if I do that, people will just think now I'm just fair weather friend. I'll just go wherever the wind
No,
blows. No.
no, you are. It shows that you're a prophet that don't prophesy for popularity.
Yeah.
See, the Jordan River represents the spiritual river.
Yeah.
The Jordan is spiritual. If people don't believe there's still power under that water, they've just never been baptized in it.
Yeah, you were. That's what you said. You mean this literally? You were there in
Oh,
the
I do.
Jordan. You
Yeah.
went underwater, and what was it
Oh,
you said?
Steve, I'm just telling you, when, I've been baptized, and I thought,
Yeah,
well, I don't know how many we baptized that day.
yeah, it must have been 100 or
Yeah,
something,
sure.
a
And so
couple
we're out there
hundred maybe.
baptizing. Several different people baptizing. Me and Robin was together baptizing, and you were baptizing people, wasn't you?
Yeah, yeah,
And so we were all out there baptizing, and then I just turned around and I looked at the two guys helping me. I said, "Baptize me here in this river."
yeah. Mike Sally was one of them. I know that. I don't know who the other one was.
It was my son-in-law.
Oh, it was. Okay, good.
Yeah, and they grabbed me, and I said, "Baptize me." They stuck me under that water, but Steve, when I went under that water, there was electricity in that water. It was
Gee.
like I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that. I told you immediately.
Yeah, you
After I was
did.
up out of that water, I said, man, that water's alive. It's because Jesus was baptized in it. So many
Wow.
prophetic things happened in that river. It's alive with the power of God still in that water.
So from that point when that happened to Jesus on to the present
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
you're saying it's alive.
absolutely.
Wow.
To show you things like that, people say, well, I need biblical precedent. Remember when we were down in Jericho? And when the Bible says a wilderness, it means a wilderness.
Yeah.
It looks like with a cow skull laying out in the middle of the desert. And then they say it's a wilderness, it means it. And there was so much heat. Remember in Jericho,
Yeah.
you couldn't hardly see the city.
Yeah.
It was just so wavy. Well, we come up on this row of palm trees with this spring running. And the guide, remember Danny looked at me and said, because you know I'd take the mic from him sometimes.
Yeah.
Talk,
Yep.
and he said, this is called Elisha Springs. He said it was when the prophet Elisha threw the salt into the water after he crossed the Jordan and healed the waters. He said it's been healed ever since that day to this day. And he said that's the spring right there where he threw the water. And it's still here, and it started growing an oasis.
Really?
So they call it an Elisha Springs to this day. Jesus, you really don't think God in the flesh walked down into that water and was baptized in that water, and that didn't affect that river?
Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee you, and his feet in that mud affected it too. And it made that come alive. And John the Baptist prophesying him to come, baptizing in it, that water's alive. No wonder the axe head floated. When Elisha threw that stick in it, it recognized that power, came right up to the top. Said there's no room in this river for a bogus call.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so he told him, get that out of this river. Get that axe head.
That was good. Well, yeah. So encouragement to those who maybe went
Hello,
went
Duper.
away for a while, come back. We're not
Yeah.
saying you left the Lord, but you kind of maybe left some of your actual prophetic calling. How would you describe that? It was kind of
I,
like a
I think
hiatus.
so. I think they've been operating with a borrowed axe head.
Okay.
And now their axe head is about to fly off.
Hmm.
And you can't operate like that. The prophetic is supernatural. And you have to, and on the 11th hour, I took my staff when I told this, and I held it out symbolically in front of everybody. And I said, I'm laying it on the water. I said, now it's drawing up all those borrowed axe heads. And I told those prophets, I've made a pull for those prophets since day one, Steve. Almost day one, I made a pull for them to come back.
Really?
And I held that out there, and I said, now that axe head is going to turn loose. I said, reach out there and get it and give it back to the one that. Gave it to you. And you come back down to this spiritual river, this supernatural body, this
Good.
river. And so anyway, man,
Yeah. Really,
I don't
really
know how
good.
exciting this was to the people, but it's
I think it's
true.
really important. It was really important, and I know
Yeah.
some, even if one person kind of came back, so to speak. I don't want to be saying it as if they left the Lord. It's not like they left God, but
No, but they listened to the wrong advice
yeah,
and fear of being ridiculed.
yeah,
But it was never seen that it's prophetic and it is supernatural power. Don't so you wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't understand how it works.
Yeah.
Think about the same voice that told you that you say didn't happen. It's the same voice that told you all those other things that did.
Yeah.
It was the same voice. So why would it be wrong now? No, you're about to see 4 years and 2 pence.
It's really going to be fascinating to see how
Yeah.
this thing turns out. Well, Rob, why don't you go and pray into that? Pray for the people
I'll
that
do it.
are in sort of valley of
Well,
decision, for lack of a better word. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, Father, I thank you, Lord, for this. I thank you for this broadcast, Lord. I
Yeah.
thank you for the Elijah streams.
Yeah.
I thank you, Lord God, that people are listening, that they've got clarity on things today. They've got understanding on other things today. I ask you, Lord God, that those that got angry and mad from things they've heard today,
Yeah.
that you will show them your love in what was said.
Yeah.
I pray, Lord God, that your prophets that have borrowed axe heads, Lord, they've forgotten how to fell a tree.
Mm.
And that axe head is laying at the bottom of that spiritual river. And I ask you, Lord God, today that we hold out the anointing over that river. That borrowed axe head, the truth, that it will have to come back to the surface. And Lord, give them the courage to take that axe head and give it back to the one they borrowed it from. And tell them, I don't need your axe head. I'm going to do what Elisha did. I'm going to go back to the supernatural power of God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
And you know, they got to remember, they built their house there by that river. They were building their house there. And Elisha said, you're going to have to build your house on this supernatural. You can't do it on that axe head.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
All right, well, everybody, Derek Johnson will be with us tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. We record him in a couple hours, so I'll get out of here pretty quick. Robin, thank you so much. God bless you. Give our
thank you, my brother.
Robin and as well, and have a great day so much. We love you very much, Robin.
God bless you, brother. I
God
love
bless
all
you.
of you.
See you later then. Okay,
Shalom.
bye-bye. Shalom.
And some people don't. It started liberalism. Mugcluck can stop it. And some people don't. It started liberalism. Mugcluck can stop it.
Join Mug Club today for $89 annually or try it mugless for $9 a month. You can sign up at louderwithcredit.com/mugclub for the entire catalog, including Nick DiPaolo,
So
Brian Callen, the Hot Twins, Mr. Guns and Gear, and of course Alex Jones, along with 100% more of this show.
Turn the volume down just a hair so I can make sure it's video. Sorry, I'm just stuff in the background. Sometimes it's a little bit.
Welcome to Louder with Crowder's 9th annual Cultural Appropriation Month, where we introduce you to all the great and wondrous cultures our planet has to offer. Because to appropriate is to appreciate. This week, join us as we travel back in time to a point in history of this, our great land. A time where grown men dance to call in the rain, where adults have zero tolerance for firewater and a propensity for scalping which has nothing to do with ticket sales. A land where casinos dot the landscape.
It will blow sky high. There's going to be a lot of embarrassed and a lot of red faces.
Like the mighty buffalo of yore.
Tatanka.
The tiger with a clothesline!
Buffalo.
That's right. we're time traveling to America before it was America. A place the natives simply called Hi-ya-ya-ya, 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 hi-ya-ya-ya.
How am I supposed to do this show? This. Maybe you can't even see the knife. All right.
Important? It's there.
By the way, I didn't know we had that animation of the cupboard opening.
We made it work, yeah.
The Indian in the cupboard, come on.
All right.
So silly.
Welcome to, I need to put on my headphones. Sorry, it's just a little bit hard. You see it? All right. They worked so hard on this that I didn't want to. Oh, I have an earring.
Oh, which side?
See how that works on the headphones.
Is it a real thing?
I don't think in Native America it wasn't.
No, I don't think in Native America.
If it's on the wrong side.
Theirs were clip-ons. So, I got pierced for this. I method acted, just like Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah. Last of the douchebags.
Oh, come on.
All right, so it's Cultural Appropriation Month, as you well know, and we'll be checking out your costumes a little bit later. Sorry, I'm a little bit winded. We were rushing quite a bit here to get these things done. It's time for some fast facts that you may not know.
And banned.
Because to appropriate is to appreciate. Key fact number 1, Native American casinos are a $40 billion per year industry. Wow. Fast fact number 2. Hey, do you remember this famous crying Indian? Are we allowed to? We're going to say Indian. Do you remember this famous crying Indian ad from that anti-pollution PSA?
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
Well, it turns out his name is Esper Oscar DeCordy, and he's actually Italian. Like Chris Columbus. He does not look native. I got your trash right here.
Forget about it.
Is that what they call a spaghetti western?
Yes. Hi, yeah. Come on. So, also, you may not notice, there are more Lakota today than ever, 180,000, which is 9 times more than there happened to be in the 18th century, which means that the white man is not very good at genocide. If it's a genocide, we screwed up. Imagine the Holocaust with 6 million more Jews than before you started. So, that's been the Fast Facts.
Hello.
Send in your costumes. The winner of the costume contest will win
wanted to
a lock
say
of Gerald's back hair.
how-
You can
as
post it
a
on X
testament
or, of
to
course,
how
on Mug Club. You have to be holding your
good I
mug
am
with your best
becoming at
Native
this
American
game,
costume or motif,
that
I guess,
I have
because to
just
appropriate is to
now
appreciate.
had
Use the
the
hashtag
first
LWC
death
Native
of the night.
contest. Okay.
Okay.
You guys ask.
I don't know.
Congratulations on your first death of the night.
That's a long time without dying.
Longer than for you. Long time for you.
I know I took in at least a couple loads of wood.
Yeah, Dibber said you had some stuff in there burning.
Yep. I have not come across a body that I could loot yet, though.
You drug it and everything?
I've drug one. It's close to the base.
Didn't work?
It didn't work, but it's too close to the base, so now at least we'll be able to find it easier. Hopefully. That is my hope.
Why don't you just write your name in your dead bodies?
That would be morbid and crazy. How long have I been playing for, I wonder?
I don't know what time did you start playing.
I don't know. I gotta have been playing at least an hour, because I got home and sat down and started at 9:30. It's 10:30 now.
Yeah. Newber went to bed.
Actually, let me. Should show me how much I've been streaming for. Oh, well, I'm streaming at the same time as Critical Role.
That's not too good, is it?
No, they're popular.
Try it yet? Hmm? Try it yet?
Let me. Actually, I got a better way of doing it. Because surely. Oh, I forget. I keep forgetting to add a title to my streams. I need to remember that. Apparently I've been streaming for 41 minutes. So that's still longer than I've been. Than I'm used to.
No, I'm okay.
But anyway, I'm gonna get back to it. I had my
Okay.
stuff deafened, so I didn't actually just. But I've been pretty quiet on the stream, too. That's another thing.
It's not how quiet you are on the stream.
What?
We're over here we're over here doing everything we can to accelerate our quest and get our missions done. Just like you're trying to get your bodies. We're over here doing the same thing. It's aggravating. Trying to streamline our services.
Streamline your services. What do you mean?
Like you trying to get in all the carts before you have to go home.
With absolutely no help.
Yep.
I'll be so glad when I get things to where this is all I have to do.
It'd be cool, won't it?
I mean, I'm not against having a normal, everyday job if they can set my schedule. I was telling somebody today, that's the problem I'm finding. Nobody wants to give anybody a set schedule anymore where they can go, where they know they can go home and do, well, stuff like this. They all want you to be available 24/7 and be available to talk at a moment's
For them,
notice.
whenever they need you, bow down, kiss the hand that feeds you.
Exactly. I don't know where you got that from, but if that's actually a poem, I want to read that poem.
You have to read what your founding fathers wrote. If you love the servitude more than you love the contest of freedom, the struggle for freedom, bow down and lick the hand that feeds you. May our posterity forget you were ever once our countrymen. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, great. I've got some old boars right here. I'm running. I'm reading a lot of the different things that the Founding Fathers wrote. A little bit, but it's taking some time. I've got a lot of books that I'm led to read. I'm reading the one of the things that I actually own is the Federalist Papers. It's quite interesting.
The arguments they had with each other over why they made the laws and the rules they did, that founded the country the way they did. The arguments they had that were published in newspapers.
It just goes to show you can have disagreements with somebody and still respect them. Let that be a listen, kiddos.
You have to understand this. They called each other names. Nothing like you hear them on TV today. They were a lot more,
They were
a lot
at
more
each other's
animated.
throats.
Yeah.
But they considered themselves brothers in arms and family. People have lost that today. They really have. Oh, great. Take all the things. My remains from 9 minutes ago. I found them. And I took the...
Yeah, you need to take all your corpses and pile them up at the ramp going into the front door of the base there.
Help. Why do I need to pile them at the ramp specifically going into the base?
That way anybody walking by trying to come into the base like they've been doing will see them and be like, wow, maybe I don't need to come in here.
That way at least they'll serve some use, I reckon. I said that way they'll serve some use, I reckon, even if I can't loot them.
Here, crew.
Where did the base go? I walked across the bridge and... Okay, I'm still not quite where I need to be. Who's that, Arcana Pie? I think.
Who?
Arcana Pie.
Who?
Ari Canna Pie or Cannibal.
Who are they?
They... AIRICANAPLOE.
What are you even asking?
There's somebody that's a dot, and it's ARI.
Why are you asking me?
Well, they look like they're on the map like they're a part of the clan.
Nope. They would have a clan tag if you run up and look at them.
It's a gray dot.
Well, green dot would be part of the clan and group.
That's weird. I mean, it's the same color as you.
Probably
map.
because you could see them.
What?
Probably because you could see them walk through.
Sun setting. I need to remember to name my streams before I start. I did not do that. T. Summon the corpse. Is there one in range? Nope, there was not, but I wanted to check anyway. Maps. Ah, I'm in the wrong side of the bridge for that, it looks like. Yay, that's good. Summon the corpse, because I know there's another one up there.
All those furnaces running yet? It'd take about 50 for each furnace to get them going, I think.
I mean, I quit chopping wood for a bit.
Why'd you quit chopping wood?
Bodies.
As long as smoke's rolling out, then you know your furnaces are still running. But if you put it this way, those things you've got to cook 100 coal, right?
Right.
So that's 25. So that's 4 furnaces burning. So if you're only doing 1 furnace, that's 80 minutes. And that's 100 coal, and then there's 40 minutes to turn that into a piece of iron. So you're looking at almost 2 hours just to make a piece of iron. Then you got to have somebody that can craft that piece of iron into a hatchet. So keeping those suckers going is very beneficial. Plus it ups your level in wood cutting.
I need to up my level in boar killing.
You can do that too. But if you had a good spear, and you had a good shield, and you had some chainmail leggings,
I mean, that ain't gonna.
you would survive.
That ain't gonna help if I'm not allowed. If I can't craft it on my own.
You can. There's so many different things you can do. And it all starts with keeping those furnaces running to make charcoal. And yeah.
I keep dying like a noob,
know what
though.
level I
don't.
am?
What level
You
are
know
you?
what level? In freaking and I'm not even I'm the bladesmith and weaponsmith, right?
Yes, I'm aware.
I'm level 25 in mining and level 24 in woodcutting.
Yes, but do you work?
No, it doesn't require you to play more than what you're doing. When you're online, you could be doing that, fill the furnace up, get it going, run out, and you can put an hour and a half's worth of wood in a furnace. Probably more than that. Well, that furnace would run for the whole time you're in game.
I
Will
put a
probably
bunch of wood in the
continue to
furnace. The
run while
problem...
you're off. Huh?
I put a bunch of wood in the furnace. The problem is, I would have to spend the entire time running back and forth and getting wood. I don't have the space in my inventory.
What is all in your inventory?
It doesn't just give me wood, sir. It gives me resin. It
Throw
gives me
that
the...
stuff down.
So I'm supposed to get rid of all the other stuff that could be
Just bring
valuable.
back the wood. Right now, the wood is the most valuable. And we'll always need it. But when you get your level up, you'll get quicker at it. Wood cutting increases your strength. All the stuff needed to kill boars. Swinging that axe. Matter of fact, you could probably kill a boar with your axe in your hand better than you could with a spear.
I actually did quite a few times.
JJ's a truck driver. He's already been in. Freaking filled the furnaces up 70 times, got back in his truck and took off. As soon as I got his truck unloaded. He's maybe gets an hour every once in a while. And then he gets off on a weekend, he'll play all weekend long. I'm out here collecting clay like a madman. I really need stones right now. There's some stones. Out here in the PvP area.
Don't be going to the PvP area. That's how you definitely go and die.
All the good stuff's out here, man. All the good stones.
Next drop. Because I don't need that resin.
All the iron, all the clay. Well, not all of it, but the large quantities of the stuff.
If you need stuff like stone, flint, and things like that, I inadvertently
Don't really
ended
need
up
the flint.
gathering a few. If you happen to find me out and about, my drop toward should be
Duber's got spots for the new stone.
New stone.
Yeah. The noise. Nice. Not new stone, nice stone.
I have not come across that.
It looks like Genesis.
Oh,
It's actually
Genesis.
pronounced noise.
Oh,
Noise.
I keep calling it Genesis stone.
Yeah. Noise.
Well, nice then. Nice. Very nice.
Noise. Noise.
Sounds like a Aussie saying nice. Whoa, what up, Sheila? X. That's not what I need. I said X on you, so tab. That's what I needed. Thank you. By the way, I saw our good friend Tara today.
Ah, how's she doing?
She's doing pretty good.
Did you tell her you started streaming?
I didn't get the chance to. Actually, you know what? She does know about my YouTube channel, so if she's subscribed, she knows she can find me on Twitch, and it's in my description. By the way, guys, if you happen to see this on YouTube, Twitch in the description. Please give me a follow. Subscribe even. And I guess let's go ahead and go further. If you happen to be on Twitch and you want to subscribe to the YouTube, you can go ahead and do that. I'll try to find a way to link that in the description of my channel somewhere. I don't know how it works yet. I'm a noob. Although that being said, all this time and only one death, pretty impressive for me. I say that, but now it's two, because two boars came up on me and decided, I'm going. But I think that's actually my remains, so I'm going to... Nope. It's actually right across the bridge, I think. I see it like a beacon in the night. Extra drop. Extra drop. Extra drop. Extra drop. Extra drop. Extra drop. What are those lights? I kind of want to know. Might not be a really good idea to be chopping trees on this cliff, but oh well. Too late now. Hey, you know what? Have you ever heard the weird theory about the Flintstones and the Jetsons? Deck, or are you even there listening?
On here.
Just something interesting to talk about. Basically, there's a theory that the Flintstones and the Jetsons are in the same time period. And it was a post-apocalyptic world, right? And I don't know if you remember this from when you were a kid, but there was a crossover episode between the Flintstones and the Jetsons. And basically the premise was Elroy was supposed to build a teleporter, right? And the teleporter ended up turning into a time machine, or so they thought. And the theory goes that they didn't actually time travel, that they did in fact teleport, but the teleporter actually took them to ground level where the Flintstones lived. And basically the whole premise of this theory is that the Flintstones were the part of that future that there was a nuclear explosion and they had to readapt all over again. Because if you'll look at their devices, they're rather similar to what we have or what they had back then that was considered modern day devices, right? There was the record player and the radio and the washing machine. You get the picture. And it was all done with dinosaurs. And basically, they were trying to replicate their old devices with what they had available at that time. Just one of the weird theories that people come up with. If you didn't find that amusing, hopefully somebody out there did. I just get weirded out by the silence and things, especially since I feel like as streaming and recording what I do, I want to talk about stuff. I don't necessarily just want the gameplay to be the gameplay. Yeah, I want people to see this nice new world that the people at PAX Day have built, obviously. And I want to talk about how nice it is, but sometimes I'm at a loss at what to talk about, especially when I'm just here chopping trees. I feel like the people aren't seeing everything and they get bored just seeing me chopping trees.
Sorry, I was out of range of the mic. Out of headset range for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you hear?
You started talking about the Jetsons, and that's all I heard.
Okay, so the premise of the theory is that the Jetsons and the Flintstones actually live within the same time period, and it's a post-apocalyptic future. I mean, you look, and the Jetsons live in the sky, right?
I guess.
And the Flintstones, they live on the ground for the most part, but it's kind of odd, wouldn't you agree, that the Flintstones have all these modern day devices for being in the Stone Age, right?
But they're all powered by dinosaurs.
Yes. Now, why would they have anything that even looks similar to a modern day device if they're living in the Stone Ages, right?
Maybe the modern day devices we have today are based off the Flintstones devices they had back then.
Obviously, the the actual answer to that question is, oh, it's a cartoon, and they wanted to make people give people the idea that, oh, they're just like you, only living a little bit differently. But the in-universe answer, according to this theory, is actually
Everything
hold on,
went
I
quiet.
gotta kill some boars. It did not work.
You're gonna die again.
I died again, but that's only the third time that I've done so in let's take a look see.
You're gonna die again looking, aren't you?
No, I'm
See
at
how many
spawn.
times you died.
It's at spawn. An hour. 3 times in an hour. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now let me see where my control, and I'm going to add a hammer thing to there. That way I know where that is. I mean, I already know where it is, but I want to distinguish it from all the other death markers. Hey, I got remains since 2 days ago. Let me see if it'll let me. Did it actually let me keep it? I think it let me keep that one. Nice. It did. But there's nothing that I need on it, so I'll press X to drop. But the idea is the Flintstones are a parallel society within the same time period as... Oh, you know what? I'm gonna run. Silly Jordan, he didn't run. He better run while the running's good. 3 boars ganged up on him. He ain't gonna be able to kill no boars. Not in his skivvies and no pointy stick. By the way,
You died by the way?
no. I mean, I did
Oh,
die earlier, but I also found a dead body and managed to eliminate one of those. And I had nothing on my previous dead body, so I'll probably have to find it and just let them know that, hey, I just to say that I found it, because some of them I found and they literally did nothing. I got to
you
chop.
did nothing to your dead bodies?
So, what is your favorite conspiracy to think about? Or do you have one? I just like I said, I'm trying to come up with subjects so that we're not just straight up silent.
Um, how about the jab?
Oh, the jib jab. That is a very interesting one. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, do some research. It's quite interesting how certain I've discussed
New
this in a
evidence
previous
of
videos.
accelerated cancers.
Has it really?
Hmm. Autoimmune deficiencies and accelerated cancers.
Ooh, that's one we're gonna have to look up and post references to later.
There's a geneticist who reads all the reviews that's going on right now.
I wonder if anybody's ever gonna get punished for stuff like that, because
If you have the IgG4 antibodies and they spike extremely high, then you're susceptible to a rapid type of cancer.
you know what though, that
And
might
the
eventually.
only people that have the rapid type of cancer are the ones that got the jab. If you got COVID without the jab, you may have spikes in IgG, but they're normally not high enough to cause the rapid cancers.
I'm gonna make like a tree and leave. That was close. Way close. Very interesting. My favorite has always been the Clinton body count.
I wouldn't talk about that unless you just want to see the numbers go up.
I mean, I just like to think about the coincidence. I'm not saying that there's any relevance to it. For the record, y'all, we wouldn't say that here. We wouldn't say that here.
Oh, you're
I
probably on her list already.
I'm
You
just
just sent it over
saying.
to the internet.
I'm just saying. It's kind of interesting that anybody that has
When you disappear, we know what happened to you.
they don't know me from Adam.
Oh,
I'm
you don't
completely
know that
anonymous.
they've been here in the very town you live in already?
No, 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 no. They don't know
Yeah.
me from Adam.
You go wake up, and Hillary's going to be looking at you going, "You've been talking about me." Going,
I'm gonna say, uh, who you looking
and she'll be
for?
like,
Who you
"Should I
looking for?
say, Bryce George?"
I'll say no. My name ain't Bryce George. My name's Phil Witwicky. You got the wrong house.
She'll be like, "I like a bill."
What?
She'll be like, "I like Bill."
So do I. I seem. It
Then she'll
seems
be make you. She'll make you change your oil. Then
make her change your oil. Let's just be honest. At this point, they've kind of lost all their power.
she still got those hard drives. She still got all those Epstein tapes.
Yeah, but what's it gonna get her? You saw her in 2016.
All that information's still valuable.
I'm just
She ain't went
saying,
to jail yet.
she gonna die real soon. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I may get
I don't
niece.
think you know what you're saying.
I'm saying you saw her in 2016. She was sick.
It's because she got the jab.
Yep.
They gave her the real one.
I don't think she was that. The the clicks and the stuttering and the that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
She's hanging out. Who is she hanging out with?
I'm not entirely sure. Who was
George Soros, Bill Gates. Told you she liked Bill.
that Bill? Yeah, that's a whole nother word. I was talking today with somebody, and I said she was talking about how Amazon pretty much had the market cornered on online, and she was trying to boycott them. And I said, "What if eBay?" Because she says I use eBay. I said I respect your efforts, I really do, but
It doesn't matter if a person's doing a better job than somebody else. People will use them. If something came out that did better than Facebook, people would use it. Look what happened to MySpace.
but I told her, I said, I understand what you're talking about, the monopoly that some people have, and she was talking about books that she had bought. She'd purchased it, and she said, "This is the lady that works the service circulation desk thing at the place where I work, which we won't name, or have we named it already? I'll try not to name it. So let's not name it, even if we have once. Because if somebody if I've mentioned it once,
Quit talking about where you work. And everybody's gonna know you work for Amazon.
Oh, that'd be worse than where I actually do work. But she was talking
They
about
got
how
set schedules. Good pay and good benefits.
fair point, but they also have other things wrong with them. But no company's perfect. I guess if you find a perfect company, you best find a new place to work, because if you work there, it won't be perfect no more.
If you find a perfect company, expect to get fired because you ain't perfect. No matter who you are.
Anyway, she and I was talking about this, and her problem that she had was they deleted all of her book files that she'd purchased over the years. I said, number one, that's why I actually purchase hard copy. I don't ever. I try to stay away from just digital. If it's something really important, I will purchase a hard copy.
You never downloaded and saved them? The book files?
You can't download and save them. You still have to have Kindle to read them.
Oh, she bought Kindle files?
Yes.
Because, I mean, you can download, save them. You can even download and print them out.
She bought
But it's better to
Kindle
save them on a
books.
file.
She bought Kindle books.
Uh,
And they sold at some warehouse. And they said, we're going to delete your files now because we sold X warehouse. Well, she's not the one that sold the warehouse. They sold the warehouse. And she bought the product. They did nothing to refund her any money or get her product back to her. She's had to build her library little by little, bit by bit, because they did what they did. And so she's like, ever since then, I try to not use Amazon. I use eBay or I use some other site. If I can't find it, I don't need it. I said, I appreciate your value, but really, all of your companies that you use are actually go back to 3 different companies. And for the ones that are actually using the internet right now, you can look this up. Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock. Those 3 own the entire world, or a good portion of it anyway. They've got fingers in so many pies. It's basically a giant set of hoses leading straight back to them. So people want to talk about how we live in a capitalist society. It's not really true capitalism if 3 companies own everything. It's more of a privately owned oligarchy. I actually don't know how they get away with it.
people let them.
And I think, don't they go back to... I don't know if this is going too far back into conspiracy theories, but don't they go back, if you trace them far enough back, to the WEF, World Economic Forum?
A lot of people do. One way or another. Different names, shell companies, base fronts. Look at the Tides Foundation. You know who the Tides Foundation is?
Pretty sure that's Soros, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he owns and runs it. Look where all the Tides Foundation is linked to.
I'll have to look that up at some point.
Guess how many laws in the U.S. government it has written? A non-government entity.
Pretty sure that ought to be illegal. You know what? While it's nice and peaceful, I'm gonna take a look at that. I may get a package tomorrow.
A what?
Package.
Oh. What are you getting?
My subscription box for the pins.
I got another VR headset I got a good deal on for sale. If you know anybody that's interested in them, let them know. I got a Quest 3.
Neat.
$100 off the price. It'd
Ooh,
cost
they
you
may
probably
be in trouble.
100.
That Tides Foundation,
Uh-huh.
they're getting in trouble for mismanaging funds.
Yeah. Buy any Girl Scout cookies lately?
Nope.
You know that the Girl Scouts may not be linked, but the company that makes the cookies, you know who they're linked to?
Who?
Take a guess.
Tides Foundation?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be careful who you...
Well, guess who's suing them?
Who?
BLM.
BLM?
BLM is suing the Tides Foundation.
Because they didn't give them enough money? Didn't they buy and pay for all those protesters?
Yep. Y'all, this is some of the stuff we talk about here on the stream. I apologize. Like I said, I try to make it entertaining for y'all because we don't really think about this stuff enough anymore. You know, it's all don't say that, you get in trouble. Which is half the reason I started doing what I did. As anyone who's viewed my cloud climbing video will know. But I told her, I said, look up those three companies. You'll be surprised at what all they're involved in, both stock wise and what they do in the news. And she's like, I kind of stay out of politics. I said, this is not really politics. This is more business than anything else, but it affects everybody. It affects everything. That's why I don't really like it when people say I stay out of politics, and I'm not one of these people that on here is going to be raw one way or the other. Because on here I just try to ramble and talk about stuff because it's easier that way. I get to vent my frustrations as I'm swinging an axe, you know, it's kind of cathartic. But sometimes you gotta talk about the things that affect everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Some people say, oh, what some company does doesn't affect you. Yes, it does. If that company can write laws and sway Congress and pay money and have their hand in a bunch of big corporations so you can't do nothing and can sue you blind, that affects you. That affects, if you're a small business owner, that affects what you as a business owner can do and how you can use your money to advertise and what you can say and what you can do. That if you actually look back at the World Economic Forum and some of the things that they are trying to do and trying to pull and how they want businesses to act. They literally want to make regulations, make things so that you have to believe a certain way. Like a totalitarian government, even though they're supposedly private businesses that are just coming together. It's actually part of the reason monopolies are supposed to be outlawed. And yet you'll see, switching to different companies here, although it might be the same once you go back far enough. Disney, they own Hulu, they own Marvel, they own, I've even heard some people say that in indirect routes they own DC, but they definitely own Fox's animation department. They own pretty much everything in the entertainment industry. I think once you go back, it's like Comcast, Time Warner, and there was like one other that owned the entire entertainment industry. So it's not just Disney anymore. It's, I think Time Warner is what owns Disney when you go back far enough. Here lies autumn. Well, finally I find a body that's not mine.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna do Autumn a favor. If I can. See if I can actually do this. If I can, this will be great. I'm doing a favor for somebody else. Apparently I can't. I can only do that with my own. interesting. Interesting indeed. We've got ourselves a stone anvil up on here. So somebody set themselves a temporary base. I say temporary. I think I see our base right across the way there.
Somebody joined us. How's it going?
It goes.
What's up?
How are
just
you?
all kinds of fun.
I'm good. Waiting to unload. Hungry?
So Wolfie, how you doing?
I literally just said what I was doing.
I think I
Did you
heard
not?
him.
Did you not hear me?
Okay.
hear you.
Sorry, it was staticky for a minute on my end.
I'm waiting to unload.
Cool. Were you unloading?
Walmart distribution center.
Cool. Walmart. We were just talking about corporations that own the world.
I was gonna take a nap, but I drank an energy drink, so I'm pretty.
Pretty amped up for a few seconds.
Yeah. I unloaded at 4:45 in the morning. I thought about hooking up my PC and fucking playing some.
All kinds of fun.
I don't know what the fuck I'd play.
I mean, you
Yeah.
could always hop on and play some PAX Day with us. By the way, I've been on for now. Let me alt tab and see how long. An hour and 40 minutes, and I've only died 3 times. Which for me is pretty darn good. Also, Deck, I'm taking your advice and I'm spreading my dead bodies out on the ramp, the ones that I can't loot.
Cool.
It would make a mighty good scarecrow. But you may have to be the one to tell Sir Torin and the others that that's what I'm doing. And tell them
I think they'll figure it out.
And tell them I'm only doing it with the ones I can't loot.
I think they'll know.
I may be fixing to have to log off though this time around. I'm getting kind of tired. And when I'm getting kind of tired, that means I mess up more. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Okay.
Sometime, maybe. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Good talking to you, Wolfie. Sorry that I couldn't play a little bit more while you were on.
It's all good, man.